Have you ever looked at your paycheck and thought, I should be doing better than this, but somehow it never feels that way? Not desperate, not struggling, just stuck. Not broke on paper, but broke in feeling. That quiet gap between what you earn and how secure you feel is what this video is about. Because a lot of smart, hardworking people aren't failing financially. They're simply operating inside a system and a mindset that slowly drains progress without ever feeling like a crisis. And the scariest part is, it feels normal. Let's start with a scenario that works in both the US and Europe. You're in your mid to late 20s or 30s. You went to school. You got the job. You're earning what most people would call good money. Let's say you make $70,000 a year in the US, or the equivalent in euros or pounds. After tax, your monthly take-home might be around $4,200. That sounds solid. Now let's walk through where it actually goes. Rent or mortgage, $1,600. Car payment or transport, $450. Student loan or education debt, $300. Utilities, phone, internet, $250. Groceries, $500. Insurance and healthcare costs, $300. Subscriptions, apps, and small recurring costs, $150. Eating out, social life, lifestyle spending, $400. That's already about $3,950 before savings, before emergencies, before investing, before anything unexpected. And nothing here is extreme. This is a normal, socially acceptable lifestyle. No luxury cars, no designer clothes, no extravagant vacations, just life. So the question isn't, why are you bad with money? It's, why does this normal life leave no room to breathe? The hidden financial mistake isn't overspending. It's something more subtle. It's building your life around fixed costs instead of financial flexibility. Most people don't consciously decide to lock themselves into high monthly obligations. They make one reasonable decision at a time. A slightly nicer apartment because it's safer and closer to work. A car that's more reliable and more comfortable. A phone upgrade because the old one slowed down. A few subscriptions because they improve daily life. A credit card because everyone uses one. A student loan because education felt like the right investment. None of these choices feel irresponsible. Each one feels logical in isolation, but together they form a system where your income is already spoken for before you even receive it. That's the real trap. Not that you spend too much, but that you've pre-committed too much of your future income. Let's make this concrete with simple math. If your fixed costs are $3,000, that means $36,000 a year is already gone before you make any decisions. If your after-tax income is $50,000, that leaves $14,000. Out of that, you still need emergency savings, retirement investing, unexpected expenses, health costs, family responsibilities, career development. Now compare that to someone earning $90,000. They may have upgraded their lifestyle too. Their fixed costs might be $4,800 a month. That's $57,600 a year. If their after-tax income is $65,000, they now have $7,400 left. So they earn more, they look more successful, but they feel tighter. This is how smart people with good incomes still feel broke, not because they lack intelligence, but because their lifestyle scaled faster than their financial freedom. Now here's the psychological layer. Humans don't optimize for wealth. They optimize for comfort, safety, and social belonging. We don't think, what maximizes my long-term financial optionality? We think, what makes my life easier right now? What makes me feel normal? What helps me avoid feeling behind? This isn't a moral failure. It's human behavior. We live in societies where success is visible, consumption is social, debt is normalized, and discomfort is avoided. So instead of asking, what do I actually need? We ask, what does someone at my stage of life usually have? And we reverse engineer our finances around that image. Not intentionally, not recklessly, but quietly. There's also another psychological factor, income illusion. When your income increases, your brain registers progress, but your nervous system registers stress based on margin, not income. Margin is the space between what you earn and what you owe. If that space stays narrow, your stress stays high, regardless of income. So someone earning $45,000 with $1,500 in monthly expenses may feel calmer than someone earning $85,000 with $5,000 in expenses. This is why earning more often doesn't fix money stress, because the stress isn't about income, it's about lack of margin. Now let's look at the long-term impact if this continues. When most of your income is committed, you lose flexibility, career freedom, risk tolerance, negotiation power, time. You stay in jobs you don't love because you can't afford volatility. You avoid career changes because your bills require consistency. You delay investing because there's never a good time. You postpone starting a business, relocating, or taking time off because the system you built needs constant income. Over 10 or 20 years, this compounds into something subtle but powerful. Not poverty, but dependency. Not failure, but stagnation. You survive comfortably, but you don't build real financial autonomy. Now let's shift perspective. What do financially intelligent people do differently. Not smarter, not luckier, not richer. They simply think in systems instead of paychecks. They don't ask, can I afford this monthly payment? They ask, what does this do to my flexibility 5 years from now? They don't aim to maximize lifestyle. They aim to maximize margin. They don't build a life that requires a certain income. They build a life that works on less than they earn. Not because they're cheap, but because they understand something most people don't. Freedom doesn't come from income. It comes from low dependency. When your fixed costs are low, your life becomes lighter. You can invest more. You can take career risks. You can walk away from bad situations. You can absorb shocks. You can sleep better. Not because you're rich, but because you're not trapped. Let's use another simple example. Two people both earn $70,000. Person A has fixed costs of $2,000 a month. Person B has fixed costs of $3,500 a month. Over 1 year, person A has $24,000 in margin. Person B has $6,000 in margin. That's not a small difference. That's a completely different life. Person A can build emergency savings, invest early, change jobs, relocate, take time off, handle emergencies calmly. Person B feels like they're running just to stay in place. Same income, different systems. This is why smart people can feel broke even when they're not. They're operating a high-cost system with low margin. Now, this is where the conversation usually goes wrong. People assume the solution is spend less, budget harder, cut coffee, track expenses. That's not the core issue. The real issue is structural, not behavioral. It's not about small daily spending. It's about large fixed commitments, rent, housing, cars, debt, lifestyle standards. Those decisions matter more than any budgeting app ever will. But here's the catch. Those decisions are emotional decisions disguised as financial ones. Where you live reflects identity. What you drive reflects status. How you live reflects belonging. So changing them isn't about discipline, it's about self-concept. That's why this problem persists even among educated, intelligent people. Now let's talk about the system itself. Modern economies encourage consumption through easy credit, long financing terms, buy now, pay later, lifestyle marketing, social comparison, career pressure. The system isn't designed to make you financially free. It's designed to make you financially stable enough to consume, stable enough to work, stable enough to borrow, stable enough to spend, but not necessarily stable enough to opt out. This doesn't mean the system is evil. It means it's optimized for growth, not individual freedom. So if you don't consciously design your financial life, you will unconsciously inherit the default one, and the default one feels safe until you realize it's fragile. So what's the mindset shift? It's not how do I make more money? It's how do I need less income to feel secure? It's not how do I upgrade my lifestyle? It's how do I design a life that doesn't need constant upgrading? It's not how do I look successful? It's how do I become financially resilient? This shift doesn't make you poorer, it makes you lighter, not less ambitious, more strategic, not deprived, more intentional. Now, notice something important. This isn't about extreme frugality. It's not about living like a monk. It's not about sacrificing joy. It's about choosing freedom over appearance. It's about building a system where your income grows faster than your obligations, your investments grow faster than your lifestyle, your options grow faster than your expenses. That's how wealth actually builds, quietly, slowly, without drama. Let's zoom out. Why do smart people still feel broke? Because intelligence doesn't protect you from social pressure, lifestyle inflation, emotional spending, systemic incentives, psychological comfort seeking. Education teaches you how to earn, but rarely how to structure your life. Career success teaches you how to work, but rarely how to reduce dependency on work. So people succeed professionally, but never redesign the system their money flows through. They upgrade income, but never upgrade structure, and structure matters more. Now, one final perspective. Feeling broke isn't about your bank account. It's about your perceived control over your future. If your future feels locked into monthly payments, debt obligations, career dependency, high fixed costs, you feel broke even if your bank account isn't. On the other hand, if your future feels open, flexible, and optional, you feel wealthy even if your income isn't. That's the real distinction. So if you're watching this and thinking, I earn well but I don't feel secure, that's not a personal failure. It's a structural one. And the solution isn't hustle. It's design. Not tricks, not hacks, not shortcuts, just clarity. Clarity about what your money is actually doing. Clarity about what your lifestyle actually costs.